Too fast. Too fast. Too fast. Too fast. This is crazy. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. This is a really fun video we're going to do on listening to Glenn Gould play the three movements of Bach's Italian Concerto, and I am going to critique Gould's performance. And it is based on this book, which I just published recently, Tempo and Duration in the Music of Bach. Okay, so on page 193 is a chart. I'm putting that chart up here on the screen. And these are the three movements of Bach's Italian Concerto. One of the beautiful things about this book that I just published, and one of the beautiful things about Bach's system that he had, the system of composition, is that Bach pre-planned the durations of virtually all of his compositions, believe it or not. I know this is shocking news, but analysis tells us that Bach intended the three movements of the Italian Concerto to have the same duration of 4 minutes. 4 minutes, that's all. The first movement should last 4 minutes. The second movement should last 4 minutes, or actually a little bit over that, because Bach was one measure over from 4 minutes in the second movement. And then the third movement, Bach was just 6 measures under, just a few seconds under 4 minutes. So you can see that by analyzing the number of measures and the tempos that Bach gave for the Italian Concerto, we can play detective, so to speak, and figure out what Bach's most likely organizational plan was. And this is done on the basis of my massive cantata study in here, in which I studied 206 cantatas. You can read about that more here. But anyway, let me get to the point. The three movements of the Italian Concerto last 4 minutes long, and we're going to see how Gould fares with that here. So let's start here and listen to the first movement of Glenn Gould playing the Concerto Italien here. This is from the June 1959 recording. So Gould was pretty young here when he recorded this. Let's hear how he does it here. Off to the races. Excellent. Really good. Excellent. Really good. Really, really good. Ah. Perfect. Perfect. I know. This is a perfect tempo. This is an example of a perfect tempo. And the reason is I put this little clicker on as he was playing, as you probably heard. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, that's 96 beats per minute. My research tells me that 96 beats per minute was Bach's, not his standard allegro speed, but 96 beats per minute was actually Bach's faster allegro speed. Faster. His normal, kind of more normal allegro speed was 84 beats per minute. So what happens? What happens when you perform this at 96 beats per minute? Well, you can see that the first movement has 192 measures. 96 goes into that 2 times. So really, you just do the math, figure out that if played at 96 beats per minute, 192 measures will result in a duration of exactly 4 minutes. And this is exactly what Glenn Gould does in this recording. So I really commend Gould on this. Excellent tempo for the first movement. Now, let's see what he does for the second movement. It's kind of soft. Okay. Those are all eighth notes. So we're going 3/4 time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and so this is 3/4 time, or 49 measures. And I'm not going to tell you what the tempo is yet, but let me tell you, this is way too slow. Gould plays this slower than an adagio. Bach made a distinction between andante and adagio. Gould, this is more like molto adagio than it is andante. So one of the great things about YouTube is the speed control feature. So what you can easily do, if you want to hear more Bach's authentic tempo for the second movement, all you have to do, and I calculated it out already, all you have to do in this particular case is put the speed control on 1.3x. That's 30% faster. 30% faster. Now, listen to it 30% faster. You might think, oh, that's going to be way too fast, 30%. No, it's not. It's actually going to make it perfect. So listen to this. Believe it or not, this is 30% faster than what we just heard. 1. And you can hear there's more of a flow. And it's going about at this speed here. So that speed that I just played is 72 beats per minute, 72 per eighth note, or 36 per quarter note. Now, what happens when you perform this at 36 per quarter note, or 72 per eighth note? If you do the math, you can figure out that this will last 4 minutes and 5 seconds. In other words, Bach gave the second movement 1 measure too many. He was shooting for 4 minutes, but he achieved 1 measure over 4 minutes. But you can see the trend. The trend is towards 4 minutes. The first movement, he got perfect. The second movement is just 1 measure over 4 minutes. And as you can expect, the third movement, which we're going to listen to next, is also 4 minutes. But in this case, Bach wrote 210 measures of 2/2 time, and had he achieved just 6 more measures, just like 7 more seconds of music, he would have achieved 4 minutes. So you can see the trend is towards 4 minutes. So this is the kind of thing that Bach did in all his music, and you can learn more about this if you get my book. But without any further ado, let's listen to Gould play the third movement now, and let's assess his performance of that. Off to the races. Oh. Too fast. Too fast. Oh, too fast. Too fast. This is crazy. Okay. Now, let me talk about presto for a second here. This is marked presto. we're all taught as pianists, as little pianists, that when you're a piano student and you take piano, you're taught presto is as fast as possible. They always say that. Presto is as fast as you can play it. No, for Bach, presto was only a little faster than allegro. So if you take 96 from the first movement and just speed it up about maybe 15 or so percent, you get to 108 beats per minute. That was Bach's standard presto speed. So if you simply take this performance and you slow it down by 25%, I'm going to put the speed control on 0.75, and now we're going to listen to it and see how it sounds. Now, if you listen carefully, if you have a good ear, that was 108 beats per minute. I tested it on the metronome. Basically, if you play this speed, it will last 4 minutes, or a little under 4 minutes. It will be like, 4 minutes, or 3 minutes and 50 seconds, or 3 minutes, actually, technically 3 minutes and 53 seconds if played exactly at 108. So, it's very interesting what Bach did here. He unified all 3 movements of the Italian Concerto with equal durations. He wanted 4 minutes for these durations. So what you need to do now is go around YouTube and listen to performances of the Italian Concerto and look at timings and see how close they are to 4 minutes for each of those movements. It's really amazing. This is what Bach wanted. He wanted 4 minutes for each movement. So there's no mystery anymore. We know exactly how fast Bach wanted his Italian Concerto movements. They all last 4 minutes. And so in terms of tempo, Gould gets an A+ for the first movement, and I hate to say it, but he fails for the second and third movements, in terms of tempo, that is. I mean, he's a great pianist, but I'm grading him on his tempo. So thank you for joining me. I hope you got something out of this video. I'm going to do more videos like this too. So stay tuned and watch more videos of me critiquing pianists and their tempos of Bach.